Okay, it's going.
Hey, America. Are you tired of hearing about China? Alright, that's cool. Well, it's not good that I started the wrong 2-liter. 2-liter.
I both spit all over the place.
English! It's a crazy language, isn't it?
We're drunk. I need to finish off the rest of Rain. And some mellow yellow, I think. Yeah, I think it's mellow yellow.
Before I start my spoiler, I would like to point out that mellow yellow is not the carbonated beverage that you want to use as a chaser.
Definitely use Coca-Cola.
You'd use some sort of cola because it definitely, with the acidity, it definitely helps. So my spoiler tonight, I would like to start off with Passion of the Christ. 1, Judas gets greasy.
Greasy?
Like he patty up hamburgers. He gets greedy. And he sells out Jesus. Judas, if you can hear me, you're a bitch. Jesus gets killed. Alright? Sad for all of us, right? Yes. Amen. My spoiler is the Django, or to you, Django Unchained. He's a black dude. Alright? I don't care if my neighbors hear it. He's a black dude. And he's a slave. He's walking around in the middle of the winter, and some white dude walks up, who's German, of course. He's a German actor, which he plays a German. Weird because, yeah, that's cool. And he shoots the dude because he pulls a gun on him. Frees Django. Yeah, cool clause, you know, in the contract. So Django is now a free guy, and he is semi-owned, quotations, by a German guy. They go bounty hunting and all this shit, and they don't pepper spray people like Dog the Bounty Hunter, and they don't drop the N-bomb, you know what I'm saying, nigger, you know, with some crazy ass bangs and beach blonde hair. But they go bounty hunting, catching all these people, which when you watch the movie it may not seem like a whole lot of money to you, but back then it was a whole lot of money. So eventually they get to kind of know each other, like, hey, we're partners, but let me know what you're like. And Django finally, you know, he opens up about himself and he says, you know, I had a wife, Brumhilde. And she was black, of course, you know. That's before the whole salt and pepper age and everything, and white people, you know, white and black people and all that shit. Before the Hamilton Square era. And, you know, and the German guy, the white dude, he was like, oh, really? You know, he told us a story about Brumhilde, which I think was made up. I haven't seen any proof about this story. I think it was Quentin Tarantino making some bullshit up. So, the white dude, German, sets out to find this wife of his, which is owned by Calvin Candy, I think is his name. Calvin Candy. The thumbs up indicates that it's Calvin Candy. Leonardo DiCaprio. And if you're probably in band, if you've seen this, The Great Gatsby, Leonardo DiCaprio. He owns a plantation, giant plantation. He owns Brumhilde. Jamie Foxx, the Django wife, you know. So they're gonna go to this plantation, and they pitch this stupid story to him. They're gonna want to buy because there's called Mandingo fighting. Mandingo, if you look it up, you're gonna see something horrible. If you don't want to see porn, it's a giant black wiener, and Mandingo fighting is slave on slave fighting, which I've looked it up. There hasn't been proof of it existing. So that's a stupid loophole, anyways. But that's what the loophole is. That's their plot. The German and Jamie Foxx are gonna go to Calvin Candy, Leonardo DiCaprio, The Great Gatsby, and they're gonna say, "Hey, we want to buy your top fighter. You know, your top black slave fighter, nigger fighter." And they go through this like 45 minutes. 45 minutes of just walking around on horses. Horses are stupid creatures, by the way. But after they're done, they finally see Brumilda. And Samuel L. Jackson, a black dude, apparently sees through all of this. He knows exactly their intentions. He says, Jamie Foxx, Django, is in love with Brumilda. They're probably married. Great detective work, by the way, by a black slave, a house slave. And Leonardo DiCaprio believes it, and he catches on and all this. And
then he breaks his hand or splits his hand open.
Yeah. Fun fact. Side fact. When he smashes his hand on a glass, he actually cuts it. But he catches on that they're on to him. They're not there to buy a slave for fighting purposes. They're there to get Brumilda for Jamie Foxx, the Django purposes. So that they're reunited and everything. You know. So once Calvin Candy is onto their story and everything, he decides to pull a gun out and everything and say that you better pay, I don't know how much it was, like $10,000 or $15,000. It was a shitload of money back then. I mean, come on, there's polio. Anyways, there was a check written out and everything. The money was signed over, and big flaw. If you're gonna watch this movie, I mean, if you're watching this and you haven't seen the movie, it's already ruined for you. The white dude, the German, is so cautious through this whole thing. The part I'm about to point out to you is stupid and careless. He gets up to Calvin Candy, the plantation owner, and he's about to sign this contract because he's already on to him. He says, $50,000. He signs it, a check over to him. He decides to pull a secret gun out and shoot Calvin Candy in the chest. Why? It endangers everyone's life. If my dad decided to pull a gun out on a liquor store owner, I'd be like, hey, old man, what's the deal? I'm here to buy some beer and some beef jerky. Why you gonna get me killed? So he gets everyone endangered. He gets shot by a shotgun, and I've never seen a fucking goose fly this far, let alone a human being. He flies into a bookcase, knocks all these Mark Twain novels all over the place. Pages everywhere. And he's on the ground. And then the black dude walks up, Samuel L. Jackson, like, why? And I'm like, because, And Jamie Foxx is like, really, dude? Germany sucks. And he decides he has to defend himself over something that didn't really indicate himself. He didn't do it himself. And there's a whole shootout and blah, 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 blah. They're like, we got Brumilda. You better stop shooting your guns and killing all of us white folk. And he's like, okay, you hillbilly. And he gives himself up. And they hang him upside down. And there's an unnecessary scene with a black wiener and testicles. I will tell you. I wish I knew what time it was in the movie where I can tell you, like, hey, look away. Look at your wallpaper. Look at your ceiling. There's a black man's wiener and testicles on the TV. But I don't know that time. It's when you see it, look away. Hey, Cub.
You bitch, move.
That's my dog's butthole, by the way.
She's right there. She's cute though. Sometimes if it'll fucking focus. There she is. She's itching her butthole, of course. Hey there. Okay, finish.
Oh, hey. What's going on? Back from our commercial break. Django is held captive. He gets sent to a mining company. You know, they're gonna be mining for coal and all that shit. You know, a somewhat primitive, you know, fuel. And I don't know if you know this. If you know Quentin Tarantino, the director, he has a huge chin and a fetish for feet, which is weird. Feet look like a retarded hand. A retarded hand. God, Nicki Minaj, she's such a stupid bitch.
She's on TV.
Anyways, Quentin Tarantino, the director of the movie, decides, hey, I want to be in my own movie. It's like directing a porno and starring in it yourself. You know, that's just stupid. But he's in there, and Django somehow convinces, which is a weird way, that all these white people believe a black guy. That, you know, there's some money somewhere, and that blah, blah, blah. And he blows up Quentin Tarantino. He shoots him with a gun. Okay, a gun will not ignite dynamite. TNT, it will not blow up with a gun bullet. Boom, 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 boom. It will not happen. Flaw. But he blows up anyways. He has this giant shootout in this house. And all these white people die compared to one black dude. And then his horse breakdance. Okay.
Okay, go.
Director's cut. I'm peeing and it's the end.